Welcome to our informational session about the reimbursement process for the Henry County Small Business Restart and Nonprofit Assistance Programs. My name is Kimberly Monist, and I am the Grant Administrator for Henry County Government. Now that you've been awarded, it's time to submit documents for your reimbursement funding. Keep in mind that Henry County can only provide reimbursement for eligible program expenses that you have proofs of payment to support. This grant opportunity provides relief funding for small businesses and pass-through funding to nonprofits to benefit individuals that have been negatively impacted by COVID-19. If you are a small business awardee, reimbursable expenses for this program may be for inventory, rent, utilities, services, personnel, etc. that were incurred during the performance period indicated on your award documents. A bona fide business expense that cannot be tied to your personal home or vehicle will usually be considered eligible. If you are a nonprofit awardee, you will be issued an approved budget with detailed information on how you can either recoup funds already expended for program resources and/or how to conduct reimbursable activities within your ongoing program using Henry County funds. I want to call your attention to the small business reimbursement process first. However, all nonprofit applicants should watch this part of the video too, as most requirements are similar or the same. Following the small business reimbursement overview, I will highlight any specific need-to-know items for the nonprofit reimbursement process that are different. The most important takeaway from this video for all awardees is that there are 3 submission items that are required to receive reimbursement: a completed reimbursement form, detailed eligible expenses, and proofs of payment. Let's talk about the reimbursement form. The reimbursement form is provided to you after you sign and submit your award documents to the grant administration email provided and register as a Henry County vendor from the link provided in your award email. Registering as a Henry County vendor is the only way you can get reimbursed. We do not issue paper checks. The reimbursement form looks like this. You will need to fill out the top portion of the form with your award information, including the name of your business, the authorized official's name, which must match the CEO's name on the award, your award number, contact information, the date range your request covers, and the numbers of pages of supporting documentation that you will be submitting with your request. The section called Approved Budget Eligible Expense is used for our nonprofit awardees who have a specific budget. If you are a small business, you can ignore this section. The eligible expense date must fall within the dates of your performance period, which are listed on your award documents. The amount claimed is the dollar amount you are requesting for reimbursement. For example, if you are requesting 3 months rental reimbursement for your commercial space that cost you $2,500 per month, you would enter $7,500 on the first line of this section. The justification is where you indicate what the expense actually is, such as 3 months rent for the commercial space I just spoke of. Total up your figures for a total dollar amount. The signature of the authorized official is the last entry on this form before you are ready to scan and submit it with your eligible expenses and proofs of payment. Let's talk about detailed eligible expenses. Eligible expenses are dedicated to mitigating or responding to the COVID-19 public health emergency, and for small businesses they include, but are not limited to, the reimbursement of employee wages and benefits, contractor payments, rent, marketing, technical assistance, website development, business cell phone, business internet, business exclusive vehicle use, office supplies, equipment, and business utilities. If you would like to submit commercial space rental for reimbursement, you will need to provide a copy of your lease that coincides with the performance period on your award, or individual monthly invoices from your landlord. Either must match the business address on your application. If you would like to submit retail inventory, utilities, office supplies, or marketing for reimbursement, you will need to provide product or service invoices from your vendors. For business insurance or a commercial auto vehicle payment, we'll need a copy of your policy or payment booklet that coincides with the performance period on your award and is registered specifically to your business. If you would like to submit for payroll, you will need some sort of payroll action form for your employee or the contract of your contracted worker. The payroll action form needs to contain the name of the employee, the rate of pay, and the payment duration, such as Joe Brown, $15 per hour, paid biweekly. A contract will specify this information. Now that you know what qualifies as an eligible expense, let's talk about acceptable proofs of payment. Acceptable proofs of payment for a commercial rental space include canceled check, credit card statement, ACH withdrawal directly from your bank account to the landlord, etc., for each month that you are claiming. Acceptable proofs of payment for products and services include credit card statement, PayPal or Zelle or Apple Pay, consumer goods gift cards like Amazon, bank statement with clearly debited amount paid to vendor. Acceptable proofs of payment for insurance or vehicle payments are canceled check, credit card statement, PayPal or Zelle or Apple Pay, ACH withdrawal directly from your bank account to the creditor, or a bank statement with clearly debited amount paid to vendor. If you are submitting payroll expenses and the individual is paid through direct deposit, provide a pay stub which shows the routing and account number to prove payment. This should be combined with direct deposit information such as payroll taxes and benefits. You may also use your bank's canceled checks, ACH, or direct deposit detail as long as they show the individual being paid. If you are the business owner and want to reimburse yourself for your own wages, you must still provide the same information that you would provide for an employee. There are variations on this item, and if you have specific questions, it is best to email our office with a brief but detailed description of your situation. Before you get ready to send your reimbursement request via email to our office, ask yourself these 4 questions. Number 1, did I clearly mark every expense and proof of payment by circling the amounts and dates? Number 2, did I include everything I want to be reimbursed for on the reimbursement form? Note that you may include as many sheets as you need, but that rent can go on one line no matter how many months you are seeking. Number 3, am I including only what is needed to approve my request? In other words, I don't need your entire bank statement for one line of proof of payment. Just send the one page. And finally, number 4, is everything completely filled out and legible? Are my attachments in a format that translates to a printable document without compromising the readability? And am I sending the least amount of attachments possible to provide the information? Please note that your reimbursement request will be initially approved by the Grant Administration Office, then move to Finance for a second-line approval, then to Accounts Payable and Workflow approval for payment. We cannot tell you how long it will be. It depends on how many we are processing at any given time and the workload of the other departments. Now let's take a look at the nonprofit reimbursement process for a few items of interest. Our nonprofit partners are issued a specific line item budget with your award. We will not reimburse you for anything not in your budget. If you need to do an amendment, we can work with you, but please keep in mind that these funds are intended for direct services to Henry County citizens, and your budget was designed to ensure minimum indirect or overhead costs. Your reimbursement documentation will be much larger in volume than the small businesses, but you can still consolidate as much as your email system will allow in terms of attachment size. Each nonprofit awardee was provided a 30% advance to give you working capital for your programs. This 30% must be fully reconciled by approved reimbursement submissions before you can access the remaining 70%. I hope this information has been helpful and will allow you to submit reimbursement documentation that clearly shows eligible expenses and proofs of payment for the negative impact that COVID-19 has had on your small business or Henry County citizens via your nonprofit. Henry County leadership expects all Small Business Restart and Nonprofit Assistance awardees to use sound financial management practices to ensure accountability in our stewardship of taxpayer dollars. Thank you for watching.